Your circumstances do not matter when manifesting. And I know that you have heard it a million times by now, and it is one thing to hear all of it, and it's another thing to actually believe it when you're sitting in the middle of it all. When it's been months and months and nothing has changed in your 3D reality. It's so easy to start questioning it all and feeling like maybe my situation really is different. Maybe my circumstances are too big, too complicated, too messy. And if this is you right now, if you have been looking at your current situation and asked yourself, how could this possibly work out for me? How is my specific person supposed to come back if we haven't spoken in 6 months? How is he or she going to know that I have changed? Then I want you to stick around for this, because I'm about to share a story about one of my beautiful clients. She's someone who thought that her circumstances were completely against her. She thought that her specific person had already moved on without her, and she genuinely believed that there was no way back. She thought that it had been too long, that too much damage had been done. And yet, her story turned around in a way that she never expected. We're gonna go into her story, but it all started the moment she took her power back from the 3D reality. So if you need proof that this actually works, because I get so many questions like, what about this specific circumstance? Have you ever had a client that have manifested a specific person when they were in this kind of situation? If you need a little hope that yes, your circumstances can change, or if you need a little reminder that you are the creator of your reality, then you're going to want to hear this. Now, before we dive into the juiciness, into her story, let's talk a little bit about what is a circumstance, just so that we are on the same page here. Because essentially, circumstances are everything you can see with your 5 senses. It's the no contact situation, the silence. It's your specific person dating someone else or being in a relationship with a third party. It's how bad and how messy the breakup was, and maybe even the awful words that they said the last time you spoke when they said that they never wanted to see you again. It's the distance, them living far away from you, or them being cold and distant towards you, maybe having you blocked everywhere. All of those things are circumstances, and they feel real because they are real in the physical world, in the 3D reality. But what manifestation teaches you, and this is the part that's sometimes really hard to embody, is that your physical reality is just a mirror. It's not the cause, it's the effect. It's like looking into a mirror and trying to fix your reflection by wiping the mirror. You're not actually fixing anything at the source. You're just scrambling at the surface, trying to change something that's already been projected. So when you keep looking at the 3D world, at your circumstances, at the no contact, at the silence, at the distance, at the third party situation, and you keep using that as proof that manifestation isn't working for you, what you're actually doing is feeding that reality more with your energy. You're keeping the mirror stuck. You're trying to change the reflection in the mirror without changing the face that's looking into it. And the moment you understand this, not just logically, but from deep within, that's the moment when you can take your power back and you can start creating what you want. That's when you stop letting your circumstances dictate what you get to have and stop letting the 3D reality control your manifestation. Because right now, you're letting the 3D reality control you. You're letting it treat you like its personal emotional punching bag. You have become your circumstances bitch, and you're calling it manifesting. Now, this client that I'm about to tell you about, she found me at a point where she was honestly just done. Just like so many of my other clients, she had been trying to manifest her specific person back for months and months and months, And when I say trying, I mean she was doing everything she could find online. Which, if you have listened to me for some time now, you know that most of it is garbage advice that just keeps you stuck in your current reality. Like sometimes when I'm looking at the manifestation community and looking at what they're doing on a daily basis, trying to manifest a specific person, first of all, I'm shocked that people actually believe that things like the viral manifesting techniques work to manifest a specific person relationship. But secondly, I'm like, no fucking wonder you haven't seen results. Like, I am not surprised. I'm not surprised that you have been doing all those things and you're still stuck in the exact same place that you were last year. And I'm actually even more surprised that you aren't surprised and that you aren't putting one and one together. Anyways, let's not sidetrack too much. This client, she had been repeating affirmations all day long. She had been doing visualizations sometimes where she was visualizing her and her specific person together. She had even tried scripting because she was like, I'm not so good at visualizing. And she was listening to sleep tapes at night. She mentions here that she had tried some other viral manifesting techniques like the whisper method. You name it, she had done it. Despite her doing these things, she says that every single morning she would wake up and immediately check her specific person's social media. She was trying to look for a sign, some sort of proof that things were working out. She was trying to stay positive all day long and telling herself that this would be the day that her specific person would finally reach out. But deep down, she was exhausted. She was tired of pretending to feel good when she didn't. She was tired of forcing positive thoughts when all she really felt was fear and worry. She was really scared that he had already moved on and that he was happier without her. She was tired of trying to convince herself that her specific person was already hers, and tired of trying to force herself to live in the end of the wish fulfilled, when her heart felt broken every time another day passed and she hadn't heard from her specific person. She told me that there were days when she literally felt sick to her stomach from that anxiety, like this ache that just sat in her chest all day long. This client had not spoken with her specific person for over 6 months. Like, there were no texts, no calls, not even a view on her stories. And the last conversation that they had wasn't so good either. It ended abruptly, and she didn't get a closure. Her specific person had said things like, "This just isn't going to work out, and I think that we want different things." She said that it was like one day they were talking, and the next, it was like she didn't exist. She tried to keep her hope alive, but every day it just felt harder and harder. At some point, she noticed that he had unfollowed her on social media, and he had started following another girl that looked just like her, and that was the moment she completely spiraled. And this is such a lonely and painful place to be that nobody talks about. When you start thinking, maybe he doesn't care, maybe he found someone else, maybe I'm just not meant to have this, maybe I messed everything up and there's no way to fix it. It's like on one hand, you're doing everything that you're told to do. You're trying to stay positive, you're trying to still believe that you can have your specific person, and you're doing all of those manifestation methods. But on the other hand, you still feel like you're drowning on the inside. You feel so alone, and it feels like you can't even talk with anyone about your situation because they would just tell you to move on and forget that person. They would tell you you deserve so much better. It's a really lonely place to be at because you still feel like you're chasing a dream that keeps slipping through your fingers. And that's exactly where this client was when she found me. She came across one of my videos where I was talking about resistance, about how doing all of those viral manifesting techniques and affirming actually creates more resistance and pushes your specific person manifestation away. And that's when something inside her just clicked. She felt like that was the missing piece. Even if she was skeptical because she had invested in so many other things and she hadn't got the results that she wanted. She didn't want to get her hopes up again, only to feel crushed when nothing changed. But she also knew that she did not want to waste any more time. So even if she was scared and there was this fear of being disappointed again, there still was this tiny voice inside her, that little voice that said, "What if this time it's different?" So she decided to trust that inner voice, even if she felt scared and a part of her was skeptical that it would work. She signed up for my one and only program for manifesting a specific person. Because I do have a lot of different offers, but if you have been in no contact with your specific person for months and you have been doing all the things and seen little to no movement, we need to go back to the basics, and in that case there's only one program that I recommend that you start with. There's one program that you need to get your little cute booty inside. And that is my program for manifesting a specific person that you should find in the description down below. So she signed up for that program even when she was still a little skeptical. And that's understandable because when you have spent so many months fighting your reality, you get used to believing that it has to be hard. You get used to thinking that you have to do more, push even harder, and fix everything yourself. But the very first thing that we did inside the program was not about doing more. It was about doing less, like in a completely different way. One of the things that I hear all the time from my clients that sign up for this program for manifesting a specific person is that my approach is completely different, that they have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on other workshops and courses and coaching, but they have never seen anything like this. And they often share with me that the things that they got were these manifesting techniques, sleep tapes to listen to at night, and help with creating their own affirmations to repeat to themselves on a daily basis. But all of those things are super surface level, and I am not surprised that most people don't see results with them. I can guarantee you that inside my programs, you will not see any viral manifesting techniques, and you will not hear me tell you to repeat a single affirmation, because we don't do affirmations. So one of the biggest turning points for this client was going through what I teach inside my program that I call my live in the end formula. Because people have heard that they need to live in the end state, that they need to live in the wish fulfilled in order to manifest a specific person. But the way that it's taught across the board is actually just creating more resistance rather than helping you attract your specific person. And that's where so many people get stuck, and then when they see no movement, they just tell themselves that they need to persist a little bit longer. But the truth is that they're lacking the foundations, so their manifestation is not even working. Yes, you are manifesting all the time, but you're manifesting the things that you don't want. So the biggest turning point for this client was going through my live in the end formula and actually learn to manifest the right way, which is all about releasing resistance to begin with. See, before this, she thought that she was living in the end. She thought that her manifestation was working. She was affirming. She was visualizing. She was trying to stay positive and be high vibe. But what she didn't realize was that she had been living in a constant state of resisting her current reality, of creating even more resistance on her specific person manifestation journey because she was doing the manifesting techniques from a state of lack. Every time she affirmed, deep down she was scared that it wasn't working. Every time she told herself, "He loves me and he only wants me," her mind was screaming, "No, he doesn't. Because if he did, he would already be back. If he did, he would choose you." Every time she visualized her and her specific person together, she was scared that her specific person had already found someone else. And that's why all the things that she had been doing felt exhausting, because she was trying to build her manifestation on top of a shaky foundation. So inside my program, she went through the live in the end formula, and she released a little bit of that resistance. She learned to stop fighting her 3D reality and instead use her circumstances for what they're meant to be used for: valuable data and information that will actually take you to your manifestation, and so much faster than you ever thought possible. Because when you understand how to decode your current circumstances and your 3D reality and use it as information, as data, you will accelerate your specific person manifestation. Because your 3D reality is not there to hurt you. It's there to show you how to get what you want. And it was like this huge weight started lifting off her chest. She wrote to me saying, "For the first time, I don't feel like I'm fighting anymore. I am just being, and I feel whole and complete. Now I understand what it feels like to live your life and still manifest what you want." And that changed everything for her, because when you stop resisting, when you stop fighting, you stop sending out this energetic signal of lack. You stop screaming into the universe, "It's not here yet," with every thought and every feeling you have. And this was the moment when her subconscious reprogramming work started working. When her subconscious mind was impressed with her desired end result. That part of your brain that controls your manifestations and controls whether you will manifest your specific person or not. When her subconscious accepted her desired reality as her truth. And that's when things slowly started shifting behind the scenes. The first movement she got in the 3D reality was when her specific person followed her on social media again and started viewing her stories when she was posting something. At first, she almost didn't believe it, like it felt surreal, like, wait, what? Is this actually happening? But she just stayed grounded, stayed calm, she didn't jump to conclusions, and she didn't ask, what does this mean? I mean, of course she was excited and happy, but she also felt neutral. And that's one of the signs that your subconscious mind is impressed with your desired reality. And of course, all the processes inside my program are going to help you get there. And it was weeks later that he had liked a photo of hers and then messaged her right after. The first message that he sent was something like, "Hey, I saw something today that reminded me of you." And that's how it all started again. And today they are talking almost every day and things are going great. But the one thing that really stood out to me, the one thing that I thought was so beautiful, and this is something you need if you want to not only manifest your specific person back, but go into a loving, healthy, committed relationship with them. She shared, "For the first time, I feel powerful, not because he's showing up, but because I am not scared anymore. I am not scared of losing him. I know I am the creator now." And that right there, that's the real win. Because once you embody that energy, once you feel it deep within, your specific person, your dream life, everything you want, it all has to meet you there. And this is the embodied energy that you need in order to keep your manifestations. And this embodied energy, it's not something that you can get to by affirming, by just telling yourself something, acting as if, or trying to pretend something. This is coming from the subconscious reprogramming work that we do inside my program for manifesting a specific person.